All right, here we go. Another episode of the Horry Sheet Show. Project Flat Curious.
We're doing this reaction video for Planet Flat Earth 2018 nature documentary.
Okay, thank you.
Just common sense everyday.
I shouldn't have read the name.
It is flat as far as we can tell. It is motionless as far as we can tell. And everything in the sky is revolving around us as far as we can tell. If nobody told us otherwise, we'd logically assume that the Earth was flat, motionless, all the way up, totally flat, and right as the eye of the observer. So that's one proof. Now, if the Earth were a ball, no matter how big, the horizon is said to be the curvature of the ball.
If you were to go to NASA, it's all fraud, it's all fake. Pretty much everything NASA puts out is fraudulent. There are no images of Earth from space. Put an end to this topic once and for all. Turn the hubble around and show us Earth in real time. But they will not do it. They can't do it. It doesn't exist. It literally doesn't exist. It's big Earth. Let's go. The process of testing claims. What is flat? What is round? Is what we call science. Now, if you have a claim, you can't be the flat Earth. Well, that can stand up to test. The round Earth, yeah. And you guys, come on. Everybody watches newscasts.
I mean, his face the whole time has not changed. He's just like in a constant state of, what is that face? This face is it the face? Is it the face of, oh my god, these people can't be this stupid? Because it's just not. It's not. Like, what is that face? I can hardly read it, because when you get to his feedback, maybe you'll understand what I'm talking
about. Earth, we know it spins. Once,
This guy trying to talk his way into telling the world we're on a spinning pear, when that's the kind of pictures we get from NASA, is these perfectly, every single time the sphere is perfectly round, it's taken from the exact same distance away. I mean, how do you do that? Like, come on, I'm not that dumb. I don't know, but it seems like, guys, it seems like 95 or more % of people are that dumb. Well, let's hear what he has to say, because pretty soon he's going to start talking about it. The moment we've all been waiting for.
What up? Okay, this is weird. I mean, a lot of this stuff makes sense. The biggest thing for me that doesn't make sense is how are we, if it's a flat Earth, how are we going around the world? Are we going through some kind of wormhole? You know, if that's the case, then
I'm willing to bet, I'm gonna pause that right there. I'm willing to bet that that video did not go into the planes and circumnavigation yet, because, you know, all these videos, look, they're the good videos are at least 2 hours long, right? I mean, there's so many questions you have to ask, and in 10 minutes you won't have a lot of those basic preliminary things out of the way. In 10 minutes you can't. Everybody chooses the best flat Earth proofs that they can and sticks them at the front of their videos. So, you know, this is basically what he's talking about right here. I hope he has done a little bit more research. That's what I think is going on. Let's see what he says.
are we going through some kind of wormhole? You know, if that's the case, then there's something that, you know, we need to examine. And if NASA really is lying to us, then why, you know, why are they such a big name? And how could they get away with all of that? It'd have to be some kind of mass conspiracy, which a lot of people work for NASA.
What happened? No, that's exactly what it is. It's a big conspiracy. It is.
Conspiracy.
Yep. Connected, bro.
Which a lot of people work for NASA. A lot of people work for the space program today. So, I mean,
I got somebody on my friend list, a wonderful woman named Cindy Holland, that worked for NASA, and she's a flat earther, because she heard people coming out of the, she overheard people saying that I can't believe anybody believes the moon landing. What a crock. Ha 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 ha. This is somebody at NASA overhearing that, and that's her story for flat Earth, bro. Just saying.
This is like, is all the people that are working in those environments, whether it's in Russia or China, is that a big lie? And how do we have satellites? So how do we have GPS satellite phones that are pinpointing locations? I mean, some people could say triangulation, perhaps. But how are you getting?
I used to work in the cell phone industry for 8 years. Let me tell you a little something about that. First of all, you only need 2 towers to roughly triangulate your location. The 3 is going to get you down to like a 10-foot radius. It's going to know exactly where you are. Not a big deal. GPS used to stand for ground positioning system. Now it's global positioning system because they want to push the globe. There's testimonies from people that work with line of sight tower technology that say they're trying to connect one tower to a tower in the distance, and if it's a line of sight technology and it literally needs an open air space to connect back and forth, if they're able to connect to towers, let's just say 60 miles away, which was in this instance what they were talking about, it's you can't do that on a ball. But anyway, the tower systems, all the cell phone companies have been letting other companies, what they call in the industry is piggyback off of each other. So we're getting more and more coverage on our phones nowadays. Why? Because Sprint's letting AT&T use their towers, and AT&T's letting Verizon use their towers, and Verizon's letting Sprint, and everybody's sharing a network. They're all interconnected. They're all monopolies. They're all part of the... I'm willing to bet, I don't know any facts on this, so don't quote me on this, but I'm willing to bet that if you follow the money, it all leads to the same damn place. From the cell phone, watching it evolve and watching the pricing and watching... Okay, here it is. Let's switch it to this screen. Lovely. Move my desk to the side. There you go.
So where's the edge?
Who's to say that there is an edge, and why assume there is one? Is it because when we are introduced to the idea of a flat Earth, it's always depicted like this?
Yeah.
In the currently most accepted model, Antarctica is not a continent, but a 360-degree landmass made up of ice that holds the oceans within. When we look at a Gleason's map from 1892, that states at the top that it's scientifically and practically correct, as is.
Okay.
We see this Antarctic ice rim. The Gleason's map is basically an azimuthal equidistant projection, which can be traced back to the year 1000. The AE map is also an official map of the United States Geological Survey, the USGS, and the official logo for the United Nations. The oldest known globe in the world is from 1492. This is something you need to keep in mind because many people are... The plane that we live on is either extremely expansive or it's possibly endless. In these two scenarios, it would be logically assumed that more land is being hidden from the general public.
Okay. I don't know if I can agree, but pretty good statement. You can see that they did a lot of research, but I don't know if I can agree with that. But so far, so good. I really like
In a
the pictures that they
1954
show.
interview with Admiral Richard E. Byrd, an American naval officer who specialized in exploration, he had this to say.
But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole, from America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
Implying that there is more land past Antarctica. If that uninhabited land was on a globe, it would be in the Indian Ocean. A recent discovery of an old Buddhist map in a newspaper from 1907 seems to support the idea of a vast plain with much more land.
Where does the sun go if there is the sun go? If there is flat.
Well, the sun neither rises nor sets, but travels in a clockwise circuit from east to west, and only appears to rise and set due to perspective. The sun disappears at the vanishing point of human perspective on the horizon, where the ground meets the sky. And since the sun is not 93 million miles away, I repeat, not 93 million miles away, but much closer and smaller, the light emanating from the sun only illuminates about half of the flat plane at once, as it makes its daily journey.
Okay. Also, an interesting idea. Yes, it is. But it never does, so sun goes and go with a flat Earth. Okay. I really like this gift. Yeah. What's underneath the flat Earth?
This is obviously an unanswerable question, since the assumed edge has never been known to be reached, but many people suppose that whether the Earth is round or with a good zoom lens.
I never, noticed that. I never noticed. Well, that's interesting. Learn something new today.
A great question to ask yourself is why can't we see noticeable curvature from 120,000 feet up? But many people claim that the supposed curvature can be seen from the ground by watching boats. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Well, yeah, it doesn't. What about pictures of the Earth?
Just like he's thinking about it, and sometimes he's like, I'm not buying that, but that's really an interesting statement. Oh, that's an interesting theory. I like that. He's critically watching this video, and so far this is Let's see what he has to say. I really have no idea what his feedback is. It's the first time I'm hearing it, and I could just see his mind was blown. But if I'm gonna make a prediction, you know, I feel like, as many of us probably would feel in this situation, even if we're paid, you know, we're gonna stand our ground, and you know, 10 minutes of flat Earth is probably not gonna convince anybody of anything. But we'll, you know, let's see what he says. We're gonna listen to his actual feedback right now. He had his mind completely flat smacked for like 10 minutes. He still doesn't know what to say. Look, what's he doing? What's he doing? I think he's just watching, because I know I cut the video off at 10 minutes, so he's still watching it. That's what's happening right now. He's still watching some of it.
Is this the guy that made it talking, or
Yeah,
someone else?
he's still watching the part because they're talking about the Earth and how they made the Earth in Photoshop clouds and stuff. So
Okay.
that's what he's doing right now. I bet you any money.
Who's the person talking about this? Is it the guy that photoshopped it, or like the guy who made it in NASA? Why are all the other planets around?
So he watched more than 10 minutes of it. That's what this is
Okay.
showing us right now. But let's
And how do
fast
you
forward
know
it to where we get his feedback.
I
Alright.
don't really necessarily agree with all of this stuff, but really interesting facts. I kind of wonder who is the liar here, like NASA or the people who made this video, because they did a lot of research and it's pretty good. Like, it made me really think about this stuff. And now I kinda do believe in the flat earth myself, because, like, just really good speculations and theories that they got are really interesting, and I just don't know what to say about that. I don't know who to believe. Do I believe NASA or these people? Because, why? First of all, why would NASA lie to us that the Earth is round? Like, that doesn't make sense. Or maybe why do they lie that the Earth is not flat, or maybe it is flat and they don't want them to know, or it isn't flat, but they just say that it isn't flat. They always say that it's round, so I don't know who to believe, because NASA, well, it's a big company and they're really smart, so I really want to believe in the smart people other than the speculations, because they're smart. You gotta listen to smart people. So yeah, that's my thoughts about this video. Thank you so much, and goodbye.
I think that was $5 well spent. What do you say, guys? More video reactions? What did she say right here at 2:20?
Wow.
She looks like she's getting pretty flat smacked, to be honest.
That's so crazy.
That's so crazy, she says. We might have got a double. We might have got a double. Hold up. Let's see what she says here at 2:47.
So right now what they're insinuating is that the Earth is flat and there's no edge because it just goes on forever, I guess. And this is just being hidden from the general public, which, I mean, I guess that is plausible, because I mean, how would we know?
There you go. She sounds open-minded.
So there could be other countries that we don't even know about?
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Maybe. 509, she says this. Let me skip over.
Even the sun could be a lie.
Wait, hold up.
So even the sun could be a lie.
Yeah. We don't know. The sun is not what
Wow.
we're told. When she says, wow. Alright, skipping to 538 now.
So the sun just cruises over a flat earth, is what they're saying. It's
Yep.
way closer than we think it is.
She said, so the sun just cruises over the flat earth, is what they're saying. Yeah, that's kind of what we're saying. Yeah. Yeah, she absorbed some of this. That's cool.
That's a really good question. What's underneath the flat earth?
She's interested. What's underneath the flat earth?
So the core of the earth is a lie? Like all this we learned in science class and stuff?
The core of the earth is a lie? All this we learned in science? You know what? It's just not proven.
Military bases.
Military bases? In Antarctica, probably? Yep, that's a thing too. Yeah, we could have been lied to. We could have been lied. There's no proof of the core. No proof of that it's molten core. None. Let's see what she said here at 7:59.
So the horizon is just our eyes being unable to see past a certain point.
Yep. That's it. You got it.
This is really a lot to take in.
Yep. Look at that. We got two. We got a two for here. She's flat curious. That's good stuff. Two.
Okay, and then NASA just photoshops all these images and puts pieces together.
Yep. That's what they do, hon. That's what we have come to find out. And then here's her feedback. I guess it's about 2 minutes long of feedback here. Let me bump it up. 12:48. Here it is. This is her feedback. Let's hear it.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop the video now because I feel like that was already a very overwhelming amount of information to take in. So basically what this video is trying to tell me is that pretty much everything that we learned in science in schools and everything that we were pretty much taught and told that was right our whole lives is wrong. And that's actually just a very challenging thing to understand as a person in general. I think that a lot of these theories are very hard to prove, especially because we don't really have all of this information. We're not there when all these photos are being photoshopped. We're not there when government decisions are being made to hide things or to share things with the public. So it's very, very hard for us to even know if we're being lied to or not. I know that a long time ago people thought the earth was flat and then they proved against that. And I don't really know the exact reason why they said that the earth was not flat, but I do know that the way we're taught is as if it's a ridiculous idea that the earth would be flat, and that's nonsense. And we learned so much, and science has made so many discoveries since that belief. So it even makes us feel guilty for considering the possibility of the earth being flat. It makes sense that we should not just assume that it's a sphere because the sun is a sphere, but I mean, wouldn't this be a more popular and well-known theory if we could just zoom in on our cameras and see things in the distance and just realize, oh no, the earth is actually flat? So I don't really know. I've heard about this from a lot of people, but I mean, just because of the way we were taught, I automatically dismissed that idea and viewed it as ridiculous. But now I think that this is maybe a concept that more people should consider, more people should look into, and maybe even we should be not so strictly taught against this idea or belief until there's more science proving otherwise. I don't really know. Also, would astronauts not just come back to Earth and tell everyone, like, oh, I saw all these planets and they're round? I mean, or they're flat. Whichever is true. I don't really know, but that's just my take on the subject, and I think that a lot of people should check out this video just to kind of expand our horizons, open our minds, and take into consideration that maybe what we're taught is not always true. So thank you.
Well, I am surprised. I feel like I got flat smacked. I didn't even look at this video yet. Guy just had no idea what she was gonna say. I didn't want to, play it because I didn't know what video she watched, so I was gonna save it for another episode. But I'm glad we checked this out. We got a twofer tonight, and it's, she watched 15 minutes of a video, guys. 13 minutes. And she has opened her mind up enough to believe that maybe we should look into this a little bit. And that's all the Flat Curious project is about. So, job well done, guys. Thank you to whoever donated to this project, because this has been your funding. Sorry, I can't remember right now, but these are my recent donations here. Thank you all, because you're making a difference.